It seems the time has come for us to part ways once again.
But remember this. You're an Albarea. There is power and dignity in that name, to whatever end you would use it. I want you to prove that the convictions you cling to are worthy of your loyalty. Not for my benefit, but for yours.
Wait!
It's still strange to me that these two didn't
Well
get
met,
voices.
Lord
It's so
Schwarzer.
weird.
It's a pleasure to see you again. Allow me to extend my apologies for the harm my father visited upon this town and its people. We're simply going to borrow young Rean for a short while. There's nothing to worry about. I'm a busy man these days, though, so for now, I bid you adieu.
Rean! Rean!
We all finally got back together, too. Why?
Sorry, but I'll be back, I promise. So stay safe.
Rean! Rean!
It's becoming more anguish the more the character cares about him. Yeah, that was in the correct order, too, I think. Lisa, then Emma, then Claire, then Laura. Not
makes
pictured
sense.
Fee. Certainly not pictured Milliam.
No. Holy cow.
Well, there's the end of Act 1.
Oh, our bond strengthened, huh?
Yay!
Yay!
Our bonds are getting trashed by back-to-back unwinnable boss fights.
Yay! That makes me really happy. Especially since we're now all separated.
Art support. That's going to be great for Rean when he links with Elliot to use all of Rean's arts.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
Still, though.
Yay!
We'll take it. Level 4.
Oh, he has anger too?
He does.
That's awesome.
And also art support. Which is another reason why I just don't think it works great between them. You have to commit to making Rean a spellcaster in that case, which kind of goes against his primary stuff, which is all attack-based.
Yeah.
Just does not... And you can make it work, but it's kind of like square peg round hole stuff.
We fought well.
Fought well, I guess. Question mark. So, that's Act 1.
Holy cow.
Let's change gears a bit, shall we?
Yeah. I was liking the formula up until now, though.
Personally, I think Act 1 is the worst by far.
Oh.
In a game I like quite a bit, and I think it's good. I don't think Act 1's bad or anything. I just like everything that comes after it more.
I'm sure I will too, but I was enjoying the stuff.
I think the formula it sets up for finding everybody again is fine. That said, I didn't need any more of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Having that happen... Whoa, okay.
In space! I think you're just actually above the cloud line, and you're not actually in space, but it looks like you're in space.
I legit thought we were in space.
And if you want to be in space, you can be in space. So on the deck, we have our wonderful Ashen Knights. And Azure Knights.
We're chained up. No.
Yeah, you can't try to escape on your own now, Valimar.
Aww. Like, what is our plan? Like, I know he said it'd be an opportunity, but like, to do what? We're in here alone.
Well, I mean, maybe joining the Noble Alliance will be fun. You don't know. But if it's an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just as douchey as he appears to be on a big screen in the sky, too.
Yep.
Rean Schwarzer.
That's me.
Yep. Hello.
Be told, we don't want this war to drag on any more than you do.
Really?
We only acted as we did due in part to our dearly departed Chancellor's behavior being far too unreasonable to justify turning a blind eye. He garnered the trust of His Majesty, and in turn misused that trust. He flagrantly disregarded this nation's beloved culture and traditions, treating Erebonia as if it were his own personal property. Surely you too noticed this.
Well,
He wasn't always the nicest.
No, I thought he was evil for 3/4 of the first game.
Only once he had a gaping hole in his chest did you think, well,
Well, maybe not. But up until then, I was like, yeah, bad guy, 100%.
But as I said, the cause of our nation's ills is now gone. Now, all that remains is to turn back the hands of time just a touch, and the good old days of the Empire will be upon us once more. The key to this bright future lies in putting aside our differences and joining hands. Am I wrong?
I'm afraid that yes, you are.
oh,
Oh,
Do you honestly believe that people can so easily put aside their differences after all the Alliance has done? You occupied Heimdall and effectively took every one of its citizens hostage, imprisoned the Imperial family. And let's not forget how you're now in league with the enemy nation responsible for the destruction of Gorelia Fortress. After all that, the Imperial army would never bow their heads to the likes of you, even if the rest of the population did.
My word, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding. The Imperial family is simply under our loving protection. They certainly haven't been imprisoned. But that does bring me to exactly why I want you to help us.
It does?
The Azure Knight is already on our side. But if we had your Ashen Knight as well, that would mean we'd have two of the great knights of Erebonian legend to put into play. Couple them with our Panzer Soldats, and the Imperial Army's armored divisions would cower before us. You may not find us winning the war ideal, but this union benefits everyone more than carrying on until our inevitable victory,
I don't think it's that simple.
I beg to differ. The presence of Soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference. What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility. But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
well,
We're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form. And if that holds true even for mass-produced soldats made with modern technology, it will be all the more true for the divine knights of legend you and Crow possess.
Can't argue with that logic.
I will say it once more. Gileath Osborne is dead. And with his death, all that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
you're gonna hit a nerve, sir.
Are you trying to?
Whatever you ultimately decide, their safety is guaranteed. I would ask that you promise him this, if nothing else, Your Grace.
But of course, I'm not a monster.
Rufus.
We may stand on opposite sides of this conflict, but I still sit on Thor's board of directors.
Yeah, that is awkward, come to think of it. How does that...
And in
How's
that
that work?
capacity, I suggest you consider carefully the choice before you. After all, every soldier must decide for himself whether a cause is worth fighting, perhaps even dying for. I look forward to hearing your answer.
Please don't actually make me choose. I don't want it.
Later.
Bye, everyone. Just leave me alone.
It's your ship now.
Yep, I'm in charge.
Oh no.
Ah!
Please come with us, Master Rean. We will escort you to your guest room. Food and refreshments will be provided for you there.
Well, that's nice of them.
I enjoy food and also refreshments.
Thanks, guard.
Yeah, thank you.
Pantagruel.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, a lovely Monday afternoon.
Oh, boy. We're gonna get his dad being oh. I thought this was the Alberea mansion because the music.
And the opulence.
And the opulence, I really
No.
thought we were back.
The way you can tell whether or not it's the Alberea mansion is if the floors are ludicrously shiny and reflective.
Okay.
These are not.
Yeah, no.
All that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
I suggest you consider carefully the choice before you. After all, every soldier must decide for himself whether a cause is worth fighting, perhaps even dying for. I look forward to hearing your answer.
Oh, look.
I hear it.
It's another Heimdall version.
Yay! There's so many.
Keep racking your brain like that and smoke will start coming out of your ears.
What if it did?
That would be really interesting.
Ah!
Oh my god!
It's too late to knock now, stupid.
Oh, we're still angry though, rightfully so.
Hey now, no need to give me that look. I figured I was gonna find you busy thinking everything over like your life depended on it. And what do you know? I was right.
Uh-oh.
We
Going
got
straight
the
to business,
eyes.
straight to
Yeah.
Rean eyes.
It's tough being popular. If you joined us, I could get away with doing half the work I am now.
Well, let's do it then.
I mean, okay.
Come on, stop freaking out about it so much and make a choice.
Hold on a minute.
What are you doing?
Is that a picnic basket?
Grub, of course. Kinda early, but I brought you your lunch. Mind if I join you?
Oh no, he's going to try and manipulate me with food.
I love food. That's why we cook all the time.
Oh my god, we have burgers.
No, it's a fish sandwich.
It was burgers. That's beautiful.
Oh, that kind of food more your thing? Okay then, give me a minute while I go ask the chef to whip something up. Cool. All right, dig in.
I'm a little bit more concerned about what we're drinking.
Yeah, what?
We probably have, I don't know, juice or ginger ale. But what the hell does Crow have?
I know.
Mountain Dew Code Green?
Whatever it is, it looks really unhealthy.
Which is to say regular Mountain Dew. It is a fish sandwich.
Oh my god!
Take that, truthers.
Oh, that's cool.
To be fair, unless you're going to Wendy's, burgers are not square.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah,
actually,
they're called fish burgers.
I love how burgers are now in the
Pretty good,
canon of trails.
Yeah, and we have sad piano music for fish burgers.
Yeah, I'm like, this music's really depressing. God, now I want a fish burger in real life. Man, game.
I like
Good.
simple food.
Simple food is nice.
Glad to hear. Guess it was worth putting my cooking skills to the test after all. Was my first time cooking in a while, too. Sharon could probably do better, though. But I wanted to give it a shot anyway. This stuff was like soul food back in Dry, where I grew up.
Finally, we're gonna get more of that. I'm excited because we got like nothing in the first game.
All the time we spent searching for the leader of the Imperial Liberation Front, and he was right under our noses. Crow Armbrust from the Jirai SEZ.
Oh, yeah. Vita was using some weird thing of hers to let you see what was going on, wasn't she? So I guess you saw what happened there. Yeah, by pure coincidence. It's changed a lot since I was last there, so it was kind of surreal being back again. But it was nostalgic in its own way, too.
Oh, how
Crow
dare
said.
someone ask me?
And I can't believe he asked me that.
Oh my god.
Where's the fun in prying into a guy's past? Save all that talk for your number one in class.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Who's the lucky girl anyway? Elisa? Laura? Emma? Fee? And don't tell me it's Milliam, because, you know, it,
Because you know nobody wants that garbage girl.
no.
Damn. Oh,
Oh, yeah, we're bringing it back.
you're really serious.
but for the record, Laura.
By the way, yes.
It's funny if it's like Sarah. The girl will be like, eh?
What?
It really isn't that big of a deal, you know. It's got nothing on yours, that's for sure. If you find yourself thinking that's all when I'm done, well, I warned you. So, you really want to know? All right, you win.
Here we go.
Oh my god,
Like I said,
backstory.
it's just your run-of-the-mill sob story. Pick up any history textbook and you'll probably find a dozen others just like it. It's the kind of story that's so common no one bothers to remember it, like it never even happened.
That bowl would not fit in the basket.
No, it not.
I'm sorry.
It's so big.
I'm just looking at it now. I know I'm ruining the moment, but
Great, now we're all distracted.
that doesn't work like that.
And like, how did those cups fit in there too?
There's also questions about the cups. They could be brought in separately, so could the bowl. I get
Back
it,
in
but
those
still.
days, Dry was known as Dry City.
Oh.
Ah,
It was a city-state off the coast of northwest Zemuria that prospered through maritime trade with West Erebonia, Northumbria, and Remiferia.
Zemuria. Where the ore comes from.
Ah.
It had a population of around 150,000 people, so it wasn't exactly a big place or anything. Because of that, the surrounding nations left it alone and let us live out our days in peace. We were pretty fortunate, all things considered. Until about 20 years ago. That was when the Northumbrian disaster struck, and much of the Principality of Northumbria was turned to salt. And as a result, trade on the northwest shore was reduced to virtually nothing. Day after day, Jirai's prosperity started to fade away. Still, it wasn't all bad. We had our fishing, our historic landmarks, our septium mines. We could make use of those to get trade going again, both to keep our state running and to help out Northumbria. In fact, the one who advocated that approach was the mayor, my grandfather. He was the last mayor Jirai City ever had. He was a stubborn old bastard, but he had this wry sense of humor and was well loved by everyone. I lost my mom and dad early, so he was also my only living relative. He taught me just about everything a guy could know. He was like a mom, dad, and your old master rolled into one, I guess. Anyway, fast forward to 10 years ago. Out of nowhere, we received this proposal from the Erebonian government. They said they wanted to extend a railway line from Heimdall all the way to Jirai. We relied on the sea for trade before, but there wasn't any reason to believe we couldn't benefit from being connected to Heimdall by rail. The proposal drew overwhelming support from the city's council, and as a result, my grandfather was forced to accept. Within a year, the city had all of its old life back and then some. The streets were more bustling than ever. But keep in mind, this was a result of huge amounts of imperial capital flowing into the city. Land and buildings we once treasured were bought up left and right. Everything became a target for investment. People only cared about making money. Something similar supposedly happened in Crossbell too, but unlike there, no opposition existed in Jirai. My grandfather sensed something was off, and he tried what he could to get the situation under control. Then one day, someone blew up the railway line leading to Jirai. Everyone demanded that it be repaired as quickly as possible. Everyone except the imperial government. Instead, they panned our national security arrangements for being insufficient and threatened to withdraw all imperial capital. The city was left in an uproar like we'd never seen. Shares plummeted, and with no one able to ascertain the culprit's identity, chaos reigned. That was when he showed up. Chancellor Gileath Osborne, in his third year as representative of the imperial government, personally came to Jirai. We then received a second proposal.
The restoration of the railway and its future security will be seen to by the Imperial Army. In return for our continued assistance in safekeeping, Jirai will come under the wing of our glorious empire and attain even greater prosperity as a special economic zone.
The timing was too good to be true, really. Realizing this, my grandfather staunchly opposed the idea. He tried everything he could to convince the city's council to reject the offer. Unfortunately, once you taste the sweet fruit of prosperity, it's hard to want to go back. The council, made up of influential merchants and all their greed, jumped at the offer. And tempted by the elimination of customs, together with the tax breaks from being an SEZ, many of the citizens did too. And during all that, they'd conveniently found a suspect behind the railway incident. My grandfather.
What? No, that's messed up.
He loved Jirai more than anyone, and up till then, its people loved him too. And yet, virtually overnight, he found himself facing the wrath of both the city's council and the citizens alike. Left with no choice, he resigned from his position as mayor, and Jirai formally became part of the Empire. Both of these things happened on the same exact day. That was 8 years ago. Naturally, everyone knew my grandfather wasn't the one who did it. They knew who was really responsible. They just turned a blind eye to the truth. See? I warned you. Just your run-of-the-mill sob story. One day, he just up and died. Once he resigned, the whole affair with the railway getting blown up was all but forgotten. He lived comfortably in retirement for about half a year, fell ill, and that was that. He just lost the will to go on, I guess. Like I said, he was the only family I had. I mean, I had plenty of friends even then, but I chose to leave it all behind. I was 13 at the time. I wandered the land, doing whatever I had to get by. That was when I met old Cayenne, who happily indulged my hatred for the Chancellor. And with his financial backing, I went out with the goal to find others who were just like me. That was the beginning of the Imperial Liberation Front. Gideon, Scarlet, and Vulcan were among those I recruited. I had also met Vita then. I only knew her as the woman who would often come to see Cayenne. She guided me to a place below the city of Ordis, and there slept the Azure Knight Ordine. One after another, I overcame the same trials you did with your friends, but alone. And once I'd proven myself worthy, Ordine accepted me as his awakener. That was 3 years ago. I was 16. My preparations complete, I concealed my background and enrolled in a military academy near the capital. Everything I did for the sole purpose of taking the Chancellor's head. Come on now, what's with the face? You look sadder about all this than I do. I swear. I'm not trying to tell you the Chancellor was evil or anything. Still, there's no denying that he managed to outwit my grandfather. And he may have lost, but Pop's always loved a good gamble. It's thanks to him that I'm pretty good at chess, card games, that kind of stuff. I'd say it's fairly normal for a student to want to avenge his master's defeat, wouldn't you? At the end of the day, there's no denying this country has problems, and the Chancellor's methods were making them worse. I studied those problems, worked out how to use the situation to my advantage, and then won the game with an all-or-nothing gamble. But when you think of how peaceful Jirai is now, I'd say I've got a duty to clear up the mess left behind by my game too, which means ending this war and restoring peace. So it's only when that's done that my game is truly over. I don't want whatever your decision is to be influenced by my past, okay? Like Rufus said, you need to think long and hard about what it is you're fighting for. For you, more than anyone else. Anyway, I think I've stuck around here for long enough. You're gonna be treated as a visitor. Well, sort of. It's about time for the higher-ups to head back to Heimdall, so go ahead and pass the time however you want.
We can look at this thing for one.
They see him. Hi.
Bow. Wink. I wonder if it's too late to date Misty.
Yeah, she seems kind of like a bad guy that might be a little awkward.
I mean, I thought she was the cutest, but
There'll
now
be
she's
no
like
guards outside
evil.
your room, so if you want
Yeah.
to try and escape, be my guest. Just keep in mind that some members of Ouroboros and Zephyr are on board too, not to mention me, Scarlet, and Vulcan. So if you're up for a gamble of your own, get ready to take all of us on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I like Rean's chances.
I don't think I do either. My Valimar is
one
chained
more
up.
thing. There's this real cute visitor in the guest of honor's room on the second floor. I think she'd perk right up if she saw you. So why not go pay her a visit?
My sister / the
Just don't go making
princess.
your girl jealous, okay?
Okay. That wouldn't happen. She's not Elisa after all.
Yeah. What does Laura have to be jealous of either of those two?
Yeah.
I mean, one's the princess. I guess there's something to that.
Yeah.
And Elisa's nice and is a much better character in this game.
Yeah.
But all right, don't have to make the choice yet.
But
Got
it's
some
coming.
more people to talk to.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are in the Pantagruel, in a lovely room, unguarded.
Yep.
The map will give us some clues.
Oh my god. There are so many things to do.
That's correct.
Well, I better get cracking.
The order does not especially matter, so you might as well just be methodical about it.
Sure.
I sent someone. Nah.
Huh? Don't.
I know this is not a song I'd listen to out of the game, but I like it quite a bit in the game.
Yeah, me too. Why, hello.
It's V for Vendetta. Let's have a conversation where neither of us talk.
Yeah. This is so weird. Talking with the villains.
Look, I mean,
I like it, but like this is very unconventional. We actually get to talk to them and not have to fight. I'm shocked.
well, that's not a lot.
That is not.
But there's a reason for it. I think he explains it, if I remember correctly. The war is part of it, but
yeah.
there's the main problem. They were all united in their hatred of Osborn when Osborn was dead.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Some people don't have the stomach for a long, drawn-out conflict.
Yeah.
The cycle of hatred.
He kind of walks to the pace of this song, too.
Yeah. He's jamming.
He's like, yeah, I hear the music.
It's pretty good. What job?
He's smiling. But it's your tendency to worry about others.
Indeed.
All right. We can guess who's in the room next door.
Yeah. Yeah.
He mentions it. I don't remember that. This must be Gideon!
Turns out he's not dead.
Female Gideon. Gideon.
Yeah.
No, it's Scarlet.
Yep.
I really tried to keep up the farce. It was never a good one to begin with.
No. But you can't say that you didn't try. Oh dear. No.
Nice
No.
tat.
She does. Oh, I don't know if I ever noticed that before.
Yeah, you talked a bunch of shit. I kicked your ass.
Yeah.
My first ever time piloting.
Yeah. It's a good moment.
Then Crow humiliated me.
And then he did it again like a day ago, too. It was,
Worse.
Yeah. It was rough.
I don't care about you. I want tea.
I will get my tea, whether you have it with me or not.
But what if it's drugged?
Oh my god.
You father.
Oh no.
I mean, the mistakes in this game are rare, especially for how much text there is, but they're there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Look at, say, Berea hard, and then look at Ymir.
Yeah, exactly.
You tell me. Look at the Schwarzer mansion, which is a nice house, no question, and look at the Alberea one.
Yeah.
Their, like, entry room / foyer is as big as our whole mansion is.
Mm-hmm.
We can still remember their voices from the first game, so you can kind of imagine these in their voice.
Yeah.
She was defiant, proud, maybe the slightest southern twang.
Yeah.
But if I could turn back time, if I could find a way. What?
Huh. I would not have guessed.
We don't really go into the church much in these two games. The other Trails games have plot points and characters that kind of lead on them more.
Oh, interesting.
That's not to say there's not a few things floating around here that had to do with it, but even here you can kind of see the prevalence of the church. I mean, there's a lot of people who praise Adios. We have cathedrals in almost every major city.
Yeah.
We haven't done much with those besides silly side quests, but
yeah, that's true. Oh no, it's blackmail.
I don't think that's blackmail.
No, I mean we wouldn't stay anyways, but you know, it's kind of
it's
manipulation.
a loaded offer, I guess. Blackmail usually involves having a thing that is detrimental to somebody else and holding over them. I don't know if Scarlett's backstory qualifies.
Look, just even being here counts.
I don't think you can use your own things as blackmail against someone else.
Oh dear.